I need you. I didn't know what I was saying before. When I turned it down, leave me be while I cry down these tears. Oh, I didn't want you to see me, but I didn't know the situation of what I was asking you. Oh, forgive me for being foolish, such a foolish woman I've been, without understanding the way you are, the way you see, and the ways you have. But now reveal to me, I understand thee. You, you. Now I do. I understand you. Oh, my love, I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't really mean to. They even try to hurt you. I didn't really mean to. But turn you away from me. I just didn't want to bother you with all this calamity. But you told me, and my burden to leave you, 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 you have to leave you, you, you have to leave. My love, my life, my life, my truth, my truth is real life. Is real, is real, he's so real, y'all. Is real, y'all. He's so real. He's the ISReaLite. The real light of it all. He's ISReaLite. The real light of it all. He put his light on his people for y'all to understand the light of this world. So you can come to the right man, the right spiritual man. It's him all the time. So what I need to let you know, the one that's called the real ISReaLite, the real ISReaLite, real ISReaLite is him, by him, for him. He is the one. First John 1 talks about that true ISReaLite. It is real life. First John chapter 1, 47. The one that the Father Son that came from heaven. St. John 6, 32 to 34. He's the bread of life that came down for you and me. For you and me. Yeah. Just who he is. He is real life. The Son says he come in the Father's name. John 5:43. When you look at Isaiah 49, 1, 2, 3, he says that's me, him. He is the Son that came as Israel. In the name of the Father, he's the ISReaLite. You better check it out, check the scriptures out. He's the ISReaLite. Yeah, check it out, check the scriptures out. He's the ISReaLite. Yeah, check it out, check it out. He's the ISReaLite. Yeah, check it out, gotta check it out. He's the ISReaLite. Yeah. Yep, y'all, he's an Israelite. That's something that a lot of you all didn't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some information here so that y'all can get the right information, because this is it, y'all. This is it. We coming real close to the last millennium of this time, y'all, to the 7,000 millennium year, which means completion. Seven means completion. So seven means completion, and that's why he also designated in a lot of things that when you go through a lot of the scriptures in this book, you're gonna see that a lot of the things that the Creator he designated in reference to 3 and 7 when he put the prophets on fast and so forth. And then 7 represents completion. Also in reference to that third, that's partially of the completion, which is a lot said and done, because when you look at when he died, he rose on the third day. So he died in the midst of the week, or in the midst of the week. We know that the first day of the week is Sunday, and so the second day of the week is Monday. Monday is not the first day of the week, but Monday is the second day of the week. Monday is not the first day of the week. Monday is the second day of the week. I want y'all to understand that Monday is the second day of the week. Monday is clearly not the first day of the week. And if you all been reading that Monday is the first day of the week, I want to know what book y'all reading, what calendar you're looking at. So, you got a lot of sick officials out here that's calling themselves doctors or lawyers, judges, and so forth, but they the ones who got the law backwards in this time and day. In this time and day, they're reading backwards. So that's why they're affiliated with fiction, because fiction means lies, made up, things that's made up. What we need to get the real deal back in. We need to get the realness of the Father back in, because the Father is real. The Creator is real. He is real. He is real. The Creator, He is real. He's is real. The Father is real. He's is real. I want y'all to catch that. The Father, the Creator of this universe, y'all, He's is real. Now, y'all need to comprehend that. For them that have ears, let them hear. And them that have eyes, let them see. For he said, some have eyes, but they see not, ears have they, but they hear not, mouths have they, but they speak not, neither through their throat. So you got to choose, who do you want to hear from? Do you want to hear from the Father, or do you want to hear from the adversary that's going to chunk you up alive? In 2012, they was talking about getting rid of this country, doing away, everybody was scared, and they was talking about how, oh, it's going to be the end of the world, because they said they getting ready to do something, and they getting ready to do this and that. And I told the people when I was on the broadcast, I said, not so, because the Father does not support that. And all we had to do is look at Isaiah chapter 28. Isaiah 28 tell you that when they try to plot or plan against you, it shall not prosper. They shall not succeed. And we're still here, 2015. They was trying to do the same thing, y'all. You got some wrong officials, some wrong governments that's in powership, that's actually been trying to do away with this world, and trying to destroy the earth, because they claim that they found themselves a new home on a new planet. You see some people where they turn around and after saying, "Oh, Tupac, he's still alive, but he's in another area, another planet." There are letters that were sent out. There were letters that were sent out. I even received a letter. You got a different dialect of peoples that call themselves Jewish people, of Europeans. So the Europeans is the one that call themselves Jewish. Jewish. The Israelites of this Bible, that is the Jew of this Bible, don't call themselves Jewish. We don't wish nothing. We are the peoples of the book. We are the ISReaLites. And to tell you that the ISReaLites came out of Shem, not out of Japhet. We who are the Israelites are not a Gentile nation. We are the Israelites, rephrased as black, Negroes, and colored folks. We are the ISReaLites that all nations came from. Like it or not, you who are of another nation, you better do your research. Study to show yourself approved unto the Creator. A workman need not be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word of truth. Rightly dividing the word of truth. This word is given to the Israelites. Yes, the Israelites took a big downfall because the Creator got it in Deuteronomy chapter 28. So in 28, he tell you, let's go through some of that in 28. Find out what your downfall is, Israel. Because see, Israel is a part of the Father's body. Israel is the wife of the Father. This is what a lot of you nations have to understand. Israel is the mother of all nations, and you back that up with Galatians chapter 4. You can start at verse 1, or you can start at, I usually start at verse 24. But let's take a look at this, because these are very important facts that you have to know in reference to your mother. When you go into the courts, them judges and them attorneys and all them agents is supposed to respect their mother, knowing who you are. But instead, we got a rebellious children, which is called bastards. When you look at what a bastard is called, a bastard is one that don't know their daddy in heaven. So that's Hebrews, starting at chapter 12 and starting at verse 1, or you can start at verse 5 to 9, and to tell you that anyone that don't know the Father above in the third heavens is a bastard. So who do you know? Who's your daddy? Either you gonna follow the Father or you gonna follow Satan. You only got two ways to go. You gonna do good or you gonna do evil. You gonna worship the Father or you gonna worship the devil. And those that don't know the Father, guess what? They know the devil. Because why? They're following the ways of the devil. All you do is, I want you all, each individual, every last one of y'all that's looking at this broadcast or hearing this broadcast, I want you to ask yourself this. I want you to judge yourself. I want you to really sit back, take the time and judge yourself. The Holy Spirit is going to give you the opportunity to judge yourself to see, so that you can know who your daddy is right now, and if you know that the Creator ain't been your daddy, because you're gonna measure yourself. If you know that he ain't been your daddy, guess what? You still living. You got time to turn it around. Turn it around. Turn it around. I dare you to turn it around and come to your daddy. Because he said, those that man the things of the flesh are of the flesh. Those that man the things of the spirit are of the spirit. For the flesh cannot please the Father, according to Romans chapter 8. But the spirit of righteousness, doing what he said, obeying his statutes, laws, and his commandments. This is what we got to do as a people, as someone that loves the Father. It's easy to say you love him, but he said, you say you love me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. Because if you love me, obey my laws, obey my statutes, obey my commandments. I'm going to show you what my part is here, because this is where he had me to show you. I'm going to show you my part here. I'll show you my part here. Praise Holy Spirit Israel. Praise Holy Spirit Israel. Praise Holy Spirit is ISReal. Not the Greek spelling, ISRael. We can't get no definition from RAEL, but we can from ReAL. The Creator said he is real, and so is his people. Who? His people Israel that came out of Jacob. We can't get Jacob, Isaac, nor Abraham, which is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We can't get them from Japhet. Genesis chapter 10, verse 2, sons of Japhet. Genesis 10:5, by these were the hours of the Gentile nation. Who got in verse 3, the Ashkenazis, calling themselves the Jew or Jewish people. They are not us. No offense, but let's get the facts right. For comments or questions, you can call 239 400 2950, 239 400 2950, or 608 455 0652, 608 455 0652. For comments or questions. Also, you can call on you can call on the conference to see if I'm on there, which is the area code 605 475 5900. 605 area code 475 5900, and that is the conference number. You can reach me on Friday evenings at 6 p.m. and Saturdays between 12 and 1 p.m. Or leave a message, text a message. Leave a message or text a message. Once again, the number is 605 for the conference number, 475 5900. Otherwise, you can call 239 400 2950, 239 400 2950, or 608 455 0652, 608 455 0652. One of those three numbers you can try and call for comments or questions. Also, I would like to show you how you can also, we're going to be dealing with owning your own company or corporation. Owning your own company or AKA corporation. It's time for a Jubilee release. It's time for a Jubilee release. I talked to Tony Winkle's office, and one of her assistants, I think Pamela, told me that they're preparing for a Jubilee release. You know, the Jubilee release was supposed to have been getting done every 7 years, according to Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 1 said it's supposed to be a release every 7 years. And then when you do the major Jubilee release, which is lined up with Leviticus chapter 25, verse 10, it's a major one that's supposed to be all over the world to release the prisoners. It don't matter if they have 50, 100 years or whatever. It is out of order to give a prisoner more than 7 years. The Creator said for a crime committed, they don't get no more than 7 years. But if they committed a death, it's a difference. If they have a bad record of committing death, but we're not talking about self-defense. It's a difference between self-defense, and it's a difference between accidents, and it's a difference between literally just killing somebody just for the hell of it. So the jurisdictions need to learn how to do the law right, because we know Norton versus Chevy, page 442 of the constitutional law, or 479, it tells you anything that's not constitutional is not a law. Anything that's unconstitutional is not a law. Anything that's unconstitutional is not a law. Get back to the law attorneys. Get back to the law agents, rephrased as judges. Get back to the real law and do your job right, because the Creator is watching you. He's watching you, and guess what? He's waking his people. Israel is waking up. And as Israel wake up, who is the mother of all nations, everybody else will start waking up to where they was before, back in the days. But Israel's job, of what Israel is going to do this time, is Israel's job is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 8, to establish the whole earth. Israel's job is to establish the whole earth, the whole world, y'all. Israel's job is to establish the whole world. That's what Israel's job is. So we're going to look at something here in reference to the bondwoman and the free woman. The bondwoman and the free woman. And going forth to showing Israel is the mother of all nations. All nations. Not some I have, but all nations. So agents, rephrased as judges and attorneys, when you're looking at someone that's called black, Negro, or colorful, you better give ounce and respect the people of the book. Now, I'm not talking about some little bad, little managed little devil that got devils all in them. Yeah, they need to be dealt with according to the law. But according to the law, according to the Father's law.
But when you have your agents, officials rephrased as police officers out there, and they're just out there harassing people that's just driving in their cars, they have the license plates in their cars. They have the the things that you quote as needed. But anyway, it go. The officers are only supposed to tell them, "Ma'am, you have a light blown out in the back of your car. Did you know that? Okay, here, I'll just go and get it fixed." We need the officers that have love in their heart, that have courtesy, and have feelings for the people. We don't need no officers that's cold blooded, that want to turn around and just make $1 and then lock you up. We don't need those kind of officers on the streets. This land here is originally called Mizraim, changed from Mizraim to Egypt, from Egypt to northwestern Mexican territory, now called Northwest America. This is the land that Joseph established, re-established, grew the vegetables, the fruits, and all the foods. And this is the land of, also known as Morocco. Now you got a different dialect of people that call themselves Muslims, and all these different dialect of people. But when we look in this book in Isaiah chapter 41 and 42 on up, we can see that Joseph is an ISReaLite. Joseph is not a Muslim. He's not a Muslim. He's not none of those that the Creator don't have in this book. The Creator said ISReaLite, Israel. He said he is real and so is his people. Now, if you all want to call yourself Muslims and everybody else, then you're cheating yourself out of your benefits. You're cheating yourself out of your inheritance. You're cheating yourself out of the land. This land was given to the Israelites. We also back that up with Joshua chapter 23 and chapter 24. Y'all need to read it. You got it it's in the Quran as well. But the people of this book is not called Muslims or any other title, but the bloodline of Abraham is Isaac, and Isaac is Jacob, came forth from, and Jacob name got changed from Jacob to Israel, Genesis chapter 32 verse 28 and 35 verse 10. Second Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14 through 18 said, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then when I hear from heaven, I will heal their land, I heal their body, I heal their situation. The Father will do it for you, people. But you got to wake up and see from where you have fallen. And Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15 through 68 tell you all the curses that you received, even the diseases of Mizraim, aka Egypt. All the diseases that we have here in the United States of America are from Ham's second boy called Mizraim, whose name got changed from Mizraim to Egypt, known as an African people. So Ham name got changed from Ham to Africa. Cepheus Africanus was a European. He took over the land called Carthaginian. And Fort Hannibal, the grandson, where I don't say grand, but he is the same bloodline. The bloodline is equal, y'all. Acts chapter 17, verse 26. From one man's blood. Your blood is strictly from the male and not from the female. Your blood is strictly from the male, not the female. Out of the loins of Abraham was Isaac. Out of the loins of Isaac was Jacob. And out of the loins of Jacob was the 12 tribes of Israel, not the woman. Now, if it designates the woman as having the same seed as the man, it's because she came from the same lineage. And we can go by showing you Luke in Luke chapter 2. When you look at Luke chapter 2, you will see when it says, let me make sure I got that right, because sometimes I get that mixed up with Matthew's. Yes, it's okay, let's see. In chapter 2, make sure it's not in Matthew's chapter 2. Because it'll tell you that Joseph was getting ready to go back to the country where he is from, which is the land of David. So let's see. Yeah, here it is. It says, and it came to pass, chapter 2, let's look at chapter 2 like, briefly to show verification that when it rephrases the woman as having the same seeds because she was from the same lineage. And we're going to compare Mary and Joseph. And it came to pass in those days, chapter 2, starting at verse 1, that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. Everyone, keynote, into his own city, their own city. Now, here it is right here. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea. Now we know Judea is the city named from Yehuda, who you call Judah, because that is where Joseph's bloodline is from. He is the seed of Yehuda. Joseph and Mary had our Savior, who was the seed of David. David is from Jesse, Jesse Obed, Obed Boaz, Boaz from the lineage of Yehuda, who you call Judah, which is the fourth son of Jacob. Exodus chapter 1, verse 1 or 2. Yehuda, out of Yehuda, the title Judaism was brought forth. What does Judaism is? To practice Judaism, to practice the belief, which they nicknamed Judaism from Yehuda, Judah, who was an ISReaLite. He is one of the 12 tribes of Israel, Exodus chapter 1. The seed of David, the seed of Jacob, aka Israel. Genesis chapter 49, verse 28. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 tribes of Jacob. Jacob, Israel, one and the same. The 12 sons. And he also had a daughter, Dana, chapter 34 of Genesis, verse 1. And the women are also mentioned as sons. These are the sons of Jacob. Up to chapter 42, you'll get Dana in there too. When Joseph was speaking with his brothers. And they said 10 was together who went to Joseph. And they said one was not, because one was not, which they thought Joseph was dead. And the other one, the youngest, is with his father. So 10 was all together speaking with Joseph. And one was not, which means that one was deceased, dead, which they thought what Joseph was. And then they said, and the youngest is with the father. That's 13 altogether. 10. Now you got 12. So they said one was not. So that one was not, they thought was dead. And when you look at, well, we could round that up, showing the sons. Even when you look at Genesis, in the beginning of Genesis, when the Creator established man on the earth, it talks about the sons of, the sons, which also includes the women. So you got to know how to go here a little and there a little. To the law and to the testimony. Ain't no such thing as you're a New Testament person and somebody say they're an Old Testament person. The new is from the old. There's nothing new about it. And it confirms that in 1 John chapter 2. Got to get it together, people. So this example here is showing that Joseph and Mary is from the same lineage of the seed of David. The seed of David, which is from Yehuda, who you call Judah. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, into the city of David. There go the city of David, because that's where Joseph was at. That watch, Joseph is the seed of, which is called Bethlehem. because he was of the house and lineage of David. Who? Joseph was of the house and lineage of David. So they went to the city where they were from, the house and the lineage. Now watch this. To be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. She went back to her city too. And her lineage was the seed of David. Joseph and Mary is from the same lineage and the seed. They are both Israelites from Yehuda, who you call Judah, which is from the seed of David. So Yehuda, who you call Judah, Joseph and Mary is from the seed of David. David is from Jesse, and Jesse is from the seed of Yehuda, the bloodline of Yehuda, who you call Judah, who is the fourth son of Jacob in Exodus chapter 1. And in Genesis 49, verse 28, of the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes, the 12 sons of Israel spewed out the ISReaLites. The ISReaLites are us who are called the wrong titles, black, Negroes, and colored folks, so we can be cut off our benefits. And it's a shame how all our benefits been cut off to even receive of the Emancipation Proclamation, because we got a bunch of thieves here stealing all our stuff, not just stealing our properties and taking our rights. They have robbed us. It's time for y'all to get it together. I've been robbed. An agent, rephrased as a judge, have taken all my stuff and had the audacity to turn around and stuff me in the county for 4 months. I knew I had a job to do in the county because I seen that the Bible was not being read there, and them officials can confirm that everywhere I went, everything I did, I kept that Bible with me. I hunted down the Bible until I got one in my hand. They had my original put up, and then when I was kidnapped again, because what happened is I was kidnapped and put in there for 4 months. Then I knew it was work I had to do. I did the work. After that, the Creator sent me to another designation. They found out my standards. They said, oh, well, we're going to put her in a mental institution because she's delusional about her name, her status, and being on radio and TV. Her name, her status, and being on radio and TV. My status is being a diplomat consulate. First and most formal, a minister of the Almighty and prophet. A prophet, a diplomat gov consulate of the Morocco Treaty of Peace of 1862 through 1865, backdated of the Dred Scott case of 1786 to 1787. All rights are reserved. I am not to be compelled to any unlawful jurisdiction, only the jurisdiction of the Creator, which is the Almighty. He said he is the Holy One of Israel. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1 through 3. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 21. All through the book. The Father is the Holy One of Israel. He is the Holy One of his people. When he gave a designation for his people to be tied down and to be enslaved to a certain amount of time, you all was supposed to have done a release, and release with benefits, according to Deuteronomy. Release with benefits. With benefits, what benefits? Of the Emancipation Proclamation. But you're in violation of the law. You're in violation of the land of the law, of the articles of the law, 1 through 17. Especially Article 6. Article 1, Article 10. And removing the peoples from the rights of their land. And doing a sellout. So this is to aim at the governments that call themselves governments, who are not acting as governments, but who acted as sellouts. You have enacted yourself into defrauding yourselves. But you can get it right. You got breath in your body, turn it around and get it right. The Father is giving you a chance to get it right. If you don't get it right with him, guess what? You only got one other way to go. Now, if that feels good to you, To have your substance for a short time instead of having a eternal life substance that you can have with him spiritually. Turn it around. You need to turn it around and do right by the people. I am a real prophetess. I am not no joke. I have did what the Father had me to do. Heal the sick, raise the dead, deliver the captivity. Whenever there's a calling, no matter where. When the Creator had me to do it, I do it. But not with somebody saying what they think or what they feel. It's operated through the Spirit of the Father, the Creator of this universe. He sends his servant where they need to be, or he'll send the people to them. I am one that I will tell you this very day that can confirm through the writing of the pen that me in 2000, around 2011, that myself and Brother Edward, or you all call him Sir Edward, was on the rural internet, and we were ministering to people on there. He did his part, and I did my part. By the time we look, people were waiting there all day. Before we know it, a whole crowd of people. And guess whose picture they had on there that wanted to be introduced to us? And he will confirm this, and they will confirm it. They had Bush and the Queen, and saying, "We want to meet you. We want to see you, and you can come on our Facebook." Bush said he had 10,000 people on that Facebook. Now, I kept this a secret for a while because, see, to you all, seeing is believing. And then you all was like this. As soon as a person that you all would call famous that want to see a person, "Oh, why didn't you do that? Why was you so stupid? Oh, yeah, you can do this, you can do that." Because you're looking at the ways of the world. You're not looking at things spiritually, and you're not looking at things the way it is. It's more to it than meets the eye. There's certain reasons and certain time frames that the Creator allows us to do things, his servants, the prophets. Well, he said, "I speak through the mouth of my holy prophets." You got to go see what they said. That's why he set that example in reference to the rich man and the poor man. The rich man overlooked the poor man and let the poor man sit by his gate every day waiting for the crumbs to drop from him. And the rich man didn't have no heart to feed that poor man. But guess what? When that rich man died, when the poor man died, Lazarus, Luke chapter 16, Lazarus went straight to Abraham's bosom. And here's the saying on that. I want to emphasize this to my supposed used to be spiritual brother, Brother Dwayne, is that here's the outcome of that, because this question was asked. Okay, if no one hasn't been risen yet, and they all still sleep, as it states in John, and I will raise them up at the last day, John chapter 5 and 6. So he answered, "Well, how is it that Lazarus went to the bosom of Abraham?" And there was a conversation going on. When you look at Isaiah, I think chapter 57, it'll show you where's that all that was asleep was walking in their uprightness. They were still in they sleep. But don't you have dreams in your sleep that you're walking and that you're doing things? So the body is not going to be here anymore. That body is gone. But it said that they're asleep. So, but they're preserved. The good is preserved from the evil. So the good that was preserved is with Abraham, and the evil was already preserved for the lake of fire. That's why that guy Lazarus told Abraham. He said, "Can I go tell my 5 brothers, because they are just like me?" He said, "They're just like him." So y'all read that Luke chapter 16. and you'll get an understanding. Otherwise, you can call me and we'll go through the information. 239-400-2950 is one of the numbers you can reach me at. See salvation, Oracle Israel. See with your eyes. Salvation, the creator of the universe. Oracle, his true divine holy word, is ReaLyte. Because the creator is the Yahweh of our life. He is the provider. Yahweh means provider. Genesis chapter 22. Verse 1 through 14. And even going on through, I think, verse 18. So Yahweh means provider. And that was first mentioned in the book of Genesis. YHWH is first mentioned in the book of Genesis when Abraham put the title on the altar. YHWH, he will provide, when he told to his son Isaac, son, the Father will provide. Holy Spirit Israel will provide. He will provide. And it said that they knew his name. The Israelites knew his name. They knew that the name that they carried. Whenever the Israelites got in trouble, they asked the Father to spare them for your name's sake. Spare us for your name's sake, because we carry your name, Father. How will we glorify you and have all the souls to acknowledge you? If you destroy us, you destroy your name that you put on us. Is ReaLyte. Is ReaLyte. Is ReaLyte of what? Is ReaLyte of the earth. The real light of the earth. Now, y'all want to look a little farther, we can go on and go on and we can tear all that mess up that's in the mind of y'all and show the Israelites is exactly the mother of all nations, because when a son comes, he coming for his wife. Revelation chapter 21. You can start at verse 1. And you're going to see the gates and everything that it tells you about the walls that is in the body of the Father. And he said all nations is going to flow into them walls of Israel. So when it's all done and over with, all you agents, you judges, and all y'all that did Israel in, you got to answer to us, the true Israelites. In Isaiah chapter 44, starting at verse 5, it said, one shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall ascribe himself by the name, surname himself by the name of Israel. Because while they're living in the tents of Shem, as it was called out, from Noah to his son Canaan, cursed be your son Canaan, the tents that they were going to live in is the tents of Shem. East. What was given to the seed of Shem's seed, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Jacob ain't sealed nothing, no birthright. That was willfully given to him from his brother. Esau willfully sold his birthright. So in Genesis chapter 25, you line that up also with Hebrews chapter 12. Verse 9. He willfully sold that birthright. So y'all need to reorganize yourself and look at what you're saying. Okay? So we went to go get, showing that Mary and Joseph is from the same lineage. The lineage which is the seed of David. David is of Jesse. Jesse is of Obed. Obed, Boaz. Boaz, Yehuda, who you call Judah. Yehuda, who you call Judah, is the fourth son of Jacob. Jacob, Isaac. Isaac, Abraham. Abraham, Terah. Eber. Eber from Selah. Selah from the lineage of Arphaxad. Arphaxad is from Shem, the oldest son of Noah, that repopulated this whole earth. And guess what? We can't get no Europeans, no Japhethites, no Gentiles, no Goyim, No one's called themselves the white race. We can't get them from Shem. You can only get them from Japheth. Let's verify that, because the proof is in the pudding. Study to show yourself approved unto the Creator. A workman need not be ashamed, but rightly divine the word of truth. You go to Genesis, which is called the Tables and Nations. Whenever I'm speaking to a pastor and they say they know the book, show me you know the book. I want to see, do you know what you're talking about? That's why I'm one of the top female biblical scholars. I can prove my position that the Father given to me. Genesis chapter 10, verse 5. It says what? By these were the owls of the what? Of the Gentile nation. And it gives you the names of these different breed of Gentiles, which is from Japheth. You got the Germans, you got the Italians, you got the Jewish, in verse 3, which is calling themselves the Ashkenazis. When you go to Genesis chapter 10, verse 2, the sons of Japheth. Who are the sons of Japheth? All the way up to Genesis chapter 5. And in chapter 6, you got, and the sons of Ham. So you can see a little closer. So you got from here, the sons of Japheth. And you see the Gentile nations from the sons of Japheth. Okay? So in Genesis chapter 10, verse 2, sons of Japheth, and name them. And Javan produced the Greeks. The Greeks came from Javan. You get that in Pictorial Encyclopedia. Value 3. Value 3. Okay. And you get right here in verse 5, by these were the owls of the Gentile nations. From Japheth. Now, you want to find Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob in there. So what you going to do, you can go right here in Genesis chapter 10, and you're going to look right here in verse 21. Unto Shem, also, the father of Eber, all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder. Shem is the father of all the children of Eber. Shem is the brother of Japheth. Shem is the elder. It's not saying Japheth is the elder, y'all. Get it right. Here, let's go verify it right here. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided. The earth was divided in Peleg's day. Okay? So now, this is chapter 11 here. Let's go and get the bloodline. This is let's go get 11, and let's look at let's prove it. Study, show yourself approved. Chapter 11. Let's look at Genesis chapter 11, and let's look at verse 10. King James Bible, y'all. This ain't King James Bible. King James was Italian. So it tell you that they didn't quite understand the book. So what he did is, all he did is got as much as he could get together. But the Creator ordained everything. Everything's by the Creator. That's why they could try to change everything in the Bible or mix it up. That's why the Creator said, you got to see my servants, the prophet says. Because the prophets know how to read this book. They try to change some things around, but not it didn't scrutinize everything because we can understand it. So here it is right here. This is by the way, y'all, the Bible's an ISReaLite Bible. All the prophets in here in this whole book is ISReaLite. This whole book is an ISReaLite Bible. But all y'all that didn't understand, and who was the book given to? Moses and Aaron. What is Moses and Aaron? They're Levites. Who was Levi? The third son of Jacob. Jacob's name changed from Jacob to Israel. So the Father, the creator of the universe, gave the 10 commandments to Moses and Aaron and nobody else. To who? To the Israelites, y'all. Who is our Savior? John chapter 1, verse 49. An Israelite indeed, whom there is no guile, our Savior, that walked this earth in the body of an Israelite. He is the bloodline of Israel, an Israelite. But guess what? The Father in heaven is an Israelite. And the Father adopted his people, us, Romans chapter 9, verse 6. Chapter 9, starting verse 1 through 4, he tell you that we received the adoption. Who? Of the creator of the universe. He adopted his people Israel. The promise that he made to Abraham. So in here, Genesis chapter, we ain't go through a lot of information here yet. Well, we got just enough though, enough to hold you for now. Then we're gonna do another section of this. This is Genesis chapter 11. Okay, it says, these are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Arphaxad. There go Arphaxad right there. Now you go drop down to where Eber is to show you that Eber, it wasn't saying that Eber came from Japheth at all. Okay? So we got Raul, Sarah, let's see, Sarah, okay, Nahar, sons his daughter, and begat Terah. Okay, here go Terah right here. This is Abraham's father right here. Let me see. Oh, here go Eber right here. Eber is in verse 16. So Shem is the father of all the children of Eber. Here go Eber right here. And what to say? It says the generations of Shem. The generations of Shem start right here from verse 10 on up to right here to down here. We got right here to verse 24 and 26, and we got Terah right here in verse 25. It says, and Nahar lived after he begat Terah 119 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram, Nahar, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, okay, Nahar, and Haran. So here go Abraham here. So now you go to Abraham in Genesis chapter 17, starting at verse 19. You're going to get his son, where the promise is made for him to receive a son, and he shall be called Isaac. So we went through this, showing when the Creator had spoke to Abraham in verse 5, neither shall your name any more be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made you. He ain't say no Abraham, y'all, with no vowels. The devil is a liar. If anything, it was Yibram, YHBRM, with no vowels. My goodness. Okay, so we got Yibram right there. And then you see in verse 19. In verse 19, where you see, and the Creator said, Sarah, your wife, shall bear you a son, indeed, and you shall call his name Isaac. Right here in verse 19. Then you look at Genesis chapter 25. Genesis chapter 25, you see Isaac hit Jacob. Esau and Jacob. So we don't get no Gentile nation. We got it's time to tear down the lies. We don't get no Gentile nation, no Gentiles at all, no European stock came from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No European stock did not come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We don't have no Europeans called the Gentile going Caucasian white from Shem's lineage. We got Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob from Shem. We got which spewed out what you call the black Negroes and colored folks. But the promise is in from Isaac and Isaac to Jacob. So the Creator said He gonna bless the seed of Abraham, and He did. He even blessed the Ishmael. But you got a Muslim nation that started in Joktan before Ishmael. So you got a lot of the brothers calling themselves Muslims from Ishmael. So the Creator blessed the seed of Abraham, just like He promised. He said 12 princes shall come of Ishmael. I'm going to bless him too. But my covenant is with Isaac. So when you read that Genesis chapter 17, you're going to see where He say, verse 21 through 23, but my covenant is with Isaac. But my covenant is with Isaac. The Creator covenant with the seed of Sarai's seed. Abraham and Sarai, not with Abraham and Hagar. Hagar is an Egyptian. She's from Ham. The Creator didn't covenant with Ham. And we don't know, Dr. Warren got this, Dr. Henderson got this, got the Royal Court Order lawsuit, but he's turned around telling everybody, you got to do the trust through Bathsheba and Melchizedek. What's Melchizedek? The one that's also was rephrased as Melchizedek, the one that had no mother and no father, which was back in Genesis chapter 14, which is originally called Israel. What's he got to do with Bathsheba? When we look at Sheba, we can get Sheba from what's her name? Terah. Her name started with a T, Terah, something like that. Abraham's wife after Sarah died. After Sarah died, and Abraham had 6 children by the other woman. Let's see if I can get this. He had 6 children, 6 sons. Okay, here it is right here. Again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah. There it is, Keturah. And she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian. There go Midian there, who spewed out the Midianites. And Yishbak, and Shua. Okay, and Jokshan begot Sheba. Jokshan begot Sheba. So how you going to turn around and you going to say, we got to trust that we doing for the people in reference to the Royal Court Order lawsuit, and we're going to put this trust in the name of Melchizedek of the Bathsheba trust. Bathsheba is from Keturah. The promise is not with Keturah. The promise is with Sarai, who had Isaac. Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. Our Savior spewed from Isaac. And Isaac is from Abraham and Sarai. It's not from Sheba or Bathsheba. And then he said, they want y'all to give your birth certificate. Order your birth certificate and give it to them. Your original birth certificate? Come on, are you serious? Give your original birth certificate to them? No, you keep your original birth certificate. You can get him a copy. For those of you who wants to be a part of that, For those of you who chose to be a part of that, you give them a copy, but you keep the original. It's your money. Okay. For comments or questions, give us a call. Shalom and peace.